I love the hum, the fascination of such a dynamic, thinking organism. They have this collective intelligence and ways that they act and react. When I open a hive, I don't care whose hive it is. For me, it's literally like I'm looking at the hand of God, you know, working. But that's my type of experience when I open a hive. And that's probably why I will keep bees until the day I die.
Beekeeping is wicked addictive. These are the most fascinating creatures in the world. And if you're going to start keeping bees, just be aware that chances are you're not going to be happy with one hive. You're going to have 2 or 3 or 4 just because that's the way it is. It's my 43rd year. I started keeping bees in 1980. I don't recall in the 43 years I've done this that I've ever had a bad day in the bee yard. It's always good to be out here with the bees.
They're really important to our ecosystem and to our food production. Bees are great pollinators. They provide you with honey, you get beeswax, you can get propolis, but also you can just set up a lawn chair next to the entrance and watch bees while you have lunch. You can listen to their hum and their buzz while they're working. I think they're really calming to just watch the bees and see where they're going and what they're doing. This is a male bee, and they don't sting at all, and they're there to mate with new queens. And there's only a few males in each colony. Most of the bees you see are all females.
They're all her daughters. They're all at minimum half-sisters, and they all get along. There's our queen, right there. There she is, right there. Try to encourage her to come back up this way. There she goes. See her long abdomen? And it's all one color. She's not used to being out in the sunlight. This is very unusual for her to be out here in the light like that. She's going to go to the other side. The other side was in the dark side, so she doesn't want to. She crawled over to get back into the shade. And as you stop and think, she spends the entire 3 or 4 years of her life in the dark inside the hive. Yep, they're all nurse bees. They're all taking care of her. What they're doing is they're touching her and getting her pheromone, her scent, the scent of a queen, on their antlers, and then they go and they pass it on to everybody else. So that every bee in the hive comes in contact with that pheromone every 40 minutes. And this is a frame of brood. This is all new babies underneath the cappings. Here's one that's just hatched out. Here's one that's just now hatching out. You see the antennas and stuff in the top of the, coming out of the hole. She's trying to chew her way out.
We just came up from Georgia, where we brought 500 packages of mated queens and 3 pounds of bees to give to beekeepers in the state of Maine who are looking to start their apiaries or expand them.
We have a flow hive that we got for Christmas. It was a Christmas present for our family.
This is our 2nd year beekeeping. Of course, there's a little bit of honey extraction, but we mostly do it as a learning exercise. And for pollination.
That's how the plants get pollinated and produce fruits, and which is not important just for people, but it's just important for the life on Earth.
If we didn't have bees, man, and pollinators, we wouldn't be able to eat food, and none of us would be alive. So
save the pollinators.
We're doing our part.
These are the packages the bees travel in. And so this is a little over 3 pounds of bees and a tin can of sugar syrup to keep them fed on the trip. And inside the biggest cluster of bees is the mated queen, and they all cluster around her and keep her warm because she is the center of the colony. And when people get these, they'll open up the packages and install them right into their hives.
Typical package of bees, roughly give or take 18,000 bees plus a queen in there. Pry your cover off. The can's got to come out. Tap down. Okay, queen's in there. The queen is residing. She's in there doing her thing. Inside the cage, the other end is full of sugar. So which end do we take the cork out of?
Sugar.
The sugar end, right. Do not take the cork out of the other end, or she'll be over there in that tree somewhere flying around, and you'll have to go get her. We're going to wedge this frame over far enough so we can slide that down in there, like that. Okay, I like to put that just below the top of the frame, so the bees have room to crawl up in there, get in there and chew in that sugar candy. All right, 18,000 bees. We got to get them inside the hive. Those bees will be able to smell the queen that's in here. They'll be able to run up in there. By nightfall, they'll all be in here joining up with this one. Inner cover. Bee school people. Notch goes up, right? That's what we taught you. Okay, nice, easy. Get it on there, start swirling it gently, lowering it down softly as you go. And there you go. Package is all installed.
Some people say sometimes bees are aggressive or you get an aggressive hive, but bees are only defensive. If a bee stings you, that bee is going to die. She leaves her stinger embedded in your skin and dies. So she has decided that you are a threat worth killing herself for. And bees don't take that lightly. Yeah, they're just insects, but they want to live. They want to support the hive and keep on collecting resources of the hive. They don't want to sting you.
Just relax. Just let everything flow. Don't get uptight. They know that you're scared of them. Just take a deep breath and relax. It's the most meditational hobby you could ever have.
We're both members of the same organization, so the Kennebec Beekeepers and the Knox Lincoln Group. Can't advertise joining a club enough.
And every county in Maine has a bee club. And I encourage everybody to join their local bee club and also join Maine State Beekeepers Association.
Beekeepers are super friendly and a great resource, so you can go to your local bee club and find a beekeeper in your area and do a ride along, see what they do, get exposed to bees, and also it's going to make it much easier for you to be successful if you do decide to keep bees on your own.
I think it's important to have bees, but if you are not managing varroa mite properly, then I would prefer you not have bees. You need to manage varroa mite, you need to treat for varroa mite because you're infecting everybody else. And if you're not going to do that, then don't have bees. Get a cat.
I think it's super important to teach people about bees and pollination and just how important they are to a lot of different aspects of our life.
A good hive of bees in Maine in the summertime will give us 60 pounds of honey that we can have for our own personal consumption. You don't stop and think, well, 60 pounds of honey, that's great. Well, no, that's a 5-gallon pail full. That's an awful lot of honey. So this is a pretty good reward for what little bit of work we have to do to keep these bees through the summer.